This Chalk Talk is brought to you by the Professional Excellence Program, a partnership between DFACS Education and Training and Georgia State University's School of Social Work. Recognizing when caregivers and children in their care need support is of critical importance to keeping families safe. The need for ongoing support to caregivers of children in foster care has been identified as a trend in recent reviews of special investigations. The documentation indicates caregivers reporting difficulty with meeting the needs of the child, including managing the child's behavior. Often in cases, provision of services does not occur, may be delayed, or the services are either inappropriate or insufficient to address the child's and the family's identified needs. So now that we have identified the problem or the need, and before we provide the solution, the support services needed, we must be able to identify the red flags in the caregiver-child relationship. Failure to recognize and address these risk factors can result in caregiver frustration and child maltreatment. It is our mandate to be alert. The red flags are signals to help remind us when a child or caretaker may be in need of support services. Let's take a closer look at what these signals may look like.
We've never had children of our own, so we were excited to become foster parents. In just one day, we went from a family of 2 to a family of 6. We are trying to manage 4 children under the age of 6. These children have a lot of needs we are not doing a good job of meeting.
Brand new foster parents or caregivers may lack the experience or skills for parenting children with emotional, cognitive, or behavioral needs, which could result in child abuse and/or neglect. It's also important to be aware of escalating stress that both the child and the caregiver may be experiencing. Financial concerns, marital problems or job loss, and for the child, separation from siblings or missed visits by parents, difficulties at school, or they may be experiencing a strained relationship between the foster parent and their biological family.
When I get home from school, I just go to my room and close the door. My foster mom never, ever asked me how my day was or anything like that. The only time she talks to me is when I'm doing something wrong. There's so many rules at her house.
Lack of attachment can leave a child feeling rejected, isolated, or depressed. Does the caregiver show signs of dislike for the child, or they are frequently negative about the child? Does there appear no emotional bond or lack of affection? And with the children, take time to listen to the child as they describe their caregiver or foster parent. Do they dislike the caregiver? Are they feeling rejected? Be sure to address calls for assistance in a timely manner. This length of time can either assure a child or caregiver of your concern or can leave them feeling abandoned or frustrated.
Something is wrong with that boy. I'm getting calls from the school every single day. Between his dirty mouth and him taking off down the street yesterday, I'm about done here.
Are you hearing expressions of frustration and indifference or indicators that the caregiver is feeling overwhelmed? Or is the child displaying significant changes in their mood, behavior, or personality? Caregivers and children may also be resistant to accept a case manager's recommendations. Often these are resistance to support services or implementing recommendations or new techniques for the caregiver. And for children, oftentimes they're resistant to utilizing the coping skills they are being taught, or to learn new skills, or to accept responsibility of their own actions. It's easy to ignore the frequent telephone calls coming with complaints from both children and their caregivers and foster parents. It may seem unimportant when there are complaints about a child's behavior or a child is complaining about the parenting style or caregiver's rules. But these frequent calls, emails, and attempts to reach you are red flags that something is not right in the home. All of these red flags are an opportunity to address important issues going on in a family. Failure to recognize or address these can have important long-term implications. But recognizing these and addressing the need for supporting caregivers and children is the first step to providing the support services that can help turn things around for both the caregiver and the child.